Right, so today we are going to delete the secondary cats on my ISF using Hayward Scott secondary cat delete system. So basically it can attach to the back end of my Hayward Scott system with the X pipe. Let's get started. This is the Hayward Scott secondary cat delete. It's got a resonator / silencer in place instead of, this is where the secondary cat sits on the OEM system. It's got the flange, need to buy gaskets, and yeah, well, I've got them, but you need to buy them. Yeah. I've already got the Hayward Scott from the Axel back X pipe, so it basically comes from, if you come with me, you can see it from here, from here all the way to the back, and the X pipe is here. So it's going to be full Hayward Scott system from the manifolds, well, from the bottom of the manifolds all the way back. These are the factory secondary cats, not actually required in the UK for emissions because it's got big cats in the manifold. So this is what we're taking out. It does slightly restrict the performance, kind of, arguably, we'll find out, but here they are. Back at it again with another voiceover. Anyway, the first step was to take off the bolts from the bottom of the manifold to the secondary cats. As you'd expect, they're a little bit crusty, but Tom managed to get them off with his professional skills. Next up was something I was a little bit apprehensive or nervous about, was the O2 sensors. I was just nervous from my history of cars that the O2 sensors wouldn't come out and it'd be a bit of a ball ache to try and get new ones or fix them or whatever. But they came out okay. Tom uses expertise and they came out fine, to be honest. Next up is a case of removing the pipes. Now, this is a sleeve joint into the rest of the Hayward Scott system was being a bit of a pain. We undid the clamps, but where the previous shop did up the clamps so hard, it almost tightened down and misshaped the pipe, so it makes it quite difficult to get out. So we're having to pull, twist, shake, all those good things to try and remove these pipes, and then we've had to take some brackets off to get some more space. So we've got to take this bracket off here because we just need a bit more leverage, a bit more room to try and get this out. We don't want to drop the whole exhaust if we can avoid it, to be honest, because, you know, why would you if you didn't have to? So as you can see, with a lot of wiggling and a lot of moving backwards and forwards and bending and just pulling out, basically, it did come out eventually. And then we had to do the same with the other side, which is also just as fun. They're just in there a bit too tight, so it just made it quite difficult to get it out.
I doubt these caps are empty anyway, yeah. So you can make the car quieter.
Don't piss me off. Not the emissions I'm getting. And just to prove Tom wrong, here's a shot of the inside of the cat to show it is still a cat and it will be louder. Thank God. I was worried it might be gutted. No, I wasn't. I'm only joking. Anyway, once these two were off, it was a case of getting the new pipes on. I did want to take the exhaust tips off because I actually wanted to shorten them. I thought, you know, we're in an exhaust shop. Why not? Because I think they protruded a little bit too much before, just like an inch or so. That was a case of getting these ones back in. So we lined it up, put the O2 sensors in, bolted up to the manifold. Slight issue here, so I've got new gaskets, that was all fine. The hole on the left side of the left pipe, very descriptive I know, was not lining up correctly with the manifold. As you can see here, there's about, I don't know, 2 mil or so over. It was basically half the hole was covered. So basically the bolt wouldn't go in, it just would hit the manifold flange and not go all the way through. So Tom had to make the hole bigger by drilling it, boring it out, whatever you want to call it. Drilled it out, made it bigger, and then it fit. But then once we put them in, we realised the back of the sleeve joint needs cutting because it's coming on too far. So it's pushing the whole exhaust back trying to get it on. So we had to cut off a bit of the, I keep saying we, basically this was Tom and I was sort of spectating and handing him parts. So we had to cut off the back of the secondary cats, just about 2 inches or so, just so it could sleeve on and, you know, not push the exhaust out and can sleeve on correctly. Because of where the sleeve joint was, it actually bends up in the existing pipes. It would actually sleeve in too far as to where it starts to go into the bend, so it wouldn't sleeve in correctly. It needs to obviously be a straight point. Anyway, so once these were in, we lined them up all correctly. Both sides were in, both sides were bolted up with my lovely new hardware. And there it is, tightening up the clamps again. So we did have to drop the exhaust. I didn't manage to film too much of it because that was a bit of a hands-on deck job. I thought surely you'll notice the weight of it. No. Yeah, we needed to drop the exhaust. There's a few hangers and heat shields and things that had to come off. Nothing too complex, but it was, you know, time consuming as always. Anyway, once that was done, it was pretty much done. It was just a case of sorting out the tips, which I will leave it up to Exhaust Yoda, as I call him, or as he likes to say. Now, Exhaust Yoda.
I like being called Master Bender, actually.
Next up, it was just refining these tips and making sure they were where I wanted them, far enough in, stacked, centralized, not wonky. Luckily Tom did this for many years, so he's a bit of an expert with exhaust and tips and lining them up. He does this weird thing where I'll show you here, he stands in the middle of the bumper and he sort of looks like a chameleon, and he looks both sides to see if they're lying. Obviously he can measure as well, but it's all about eyeballing how much they're protruding. He's got this weird technique. Anyway, it was good. I'm happy with it. It sits about probably 5-6 centimeters further in. Not a whole lot to most people, but to me it makes a big difference, and it looks a lot more factory, a lot more OEM. As before, they looked a bit weird. Anyway, the bit we were all waiting for, that some of you will probably skip for, the noise test. Here we go. That's why I'm happy. I didn't want to like do that. So that was some revs, some cold starts. I haven't done any drive-by clips yet, but I will be doing that soon. I think it sounds so much better. Just a lot more throatier, a little bit deeper, not too much louder, a little bit louder. And it does pop and burble a little bit more as well on the overrun. I absolutely love it. I would highly recommend. And it definitely feels a lot more free revving in the mid-range and a little bit more powerful, but I'm sure some of that's placebo because it's a little bit louder. But generally speaking, all round, definitely worth it, and I think it sounds great. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more. Thank you again. So this is the secondary cat pipe. It's got a resonator / silencer instead of the cat. This is where the cat sits on. We'll start again. So this is the Hayward and Scott secondary cat delete. Said that weird? Oh. Satisfying.
Tough watch, mate. To be fair, that looks absolutely mashed.
Yeah, no battery in that one. That's going to the bloopers.